Here's footy rap. Here's footy rap.
Hello and welcome to the Stats Wrap. My name is Jayden Hill, and as always, it was an intriguing round of football, and obviously it's a split round in Division 1, so we'll start off with that. And I tell you what, Nan had a really good win over Mount Barker, and Uradler got the chocolates over Onkaparinga Valley in nail-biting fashion. So the top 10 disposal winners of the round: Adam Trenorden, 35 disposals from Uradler; Nicholas Amato, 33 disposals also from Uradler; Billy Stokes, 27 disposals for Mount Barker; Zach Llewellyn, the Nan forward, or Nan utility I should say, 26 disposals; Cooper Matchin, 25 disposals; Harrison Hawkins from Uradler and also teammate Ben Hogan had 24 and 25 disposals respectively. Joseph Skinner and Will Spain, both from Onkaparinga Valley, had 24 disposals, and Samuel Callens, the leader of the disposal count for the year so far with 383, had 23 disposals on the weekend, and Will Cameron had 23 disposals on the weekend as well from Onkaparinga Valley. So Adam Trenorden is third this year with disposals with 339, and Nicholas Amato is second with 363. Billy Stokes has had the fourth most disposals for the year with 332, and rounding out the top 5 disposal winners for this year, although these players have played one more game, Cooper Matchin has had 323 disposals, the fifth most, like I said, in the competition so far. And we'll go through to the tackles as well. Ben Hogan, like I said, he's a tackling machine, 11 tackles, the second most in the competition with 100. Matthew Linke for Nan had 8 tackles on the weekend. Samuel Callens had 8 tackles as well. George Pope, 7 tackles from Mount Barker, and Jayden Hill also 7 tackles. And a stat which I haven't touched on this year, I don't think, a bit of a different one, but spoils. So Harry Giles from Onkaparinga Valley had 6 spoils. Lockie Schultz from Uradler had 5 spoils, and Duncan Rogers had 4 spoils for Nan Bremer. So well done to those players as well. And just a stat which caught my eye, to be honest, the clearance count between Mount Barker and Nan. So before Saturday, Nan had the second best average in the competition for clearance wins with 39. Mount Barker had the 6th best average before Saturday for clearance wins with 32.9. Well, Mount Barker won the clearances on the weekend, 38-37 there. And also Onkers had 34 clearances on the weekend, Uradler had 43. Nan also had the most inside forward 50s for the round with 53. It's actually the equal third most for the year so far. Uradler had the most disposals in the round with 322. But Onkers had the most clearances from ball ups on the weekend with 23. Jamie Drew, he kicked 7 goals on the weekend. It's the 4th time this year he's kicked 5 or more goals. So well done to Jamie Drew. And as we look at this week's fixtures coming up, so interesting round. Blackwood play Lobethal, and Harndorf host Mount Lofty, and Mount Lofty are going for their first win at Harndorf Oval since round 17, 2010. Stay tuned for more stats after the break.
Here's footy rap. Here's footy rap.
Alright, Hills Footy Media would like to thank the sponsors, very supportive for the season of 2025. Of course, Work Locker, Mount Barker, the naming rights sponsor of the HFL, Harcourt, Adelaide Hills, Mount Barker Ford, Print, Rat Pack, Lowe's, Meat Co.
On your buckets.
Also like to thank Sports Power and the Courier, fantastic sponsors there, Lancaster's Property Services, and of course Mortgage Choice, Adelaide Hills, with the great man Matt Adam providing the caravan. Jayden.
I also like to thank Lil Hendon Landscape and Firewood, Refuel Wellness, and painted wine barrels and signs as well, and Explorer Caravan.
And of course Adelaide Hills Lawn and Gardens, Tomo.
Yes, and APC, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. My Colour Fast Painters, we just talked about that. That's Midge, what a ripper. And Hills Collide and 24 Fit.
And JMS Rural.
And Kiwanis Charity Bookshop in Mount Barker.
Judging by that performance, I think we need to get an optician to help us out.
Specsavers.
Thank you very much for the call of the wild and all our supporters.
Here's footy rap. Here's footy rap.
Hello and welcome back to the Stats Wrap. It's all about Country Division now, and well done to Macclesfield They won their first ever Courier Cup on the weekend, defeating Kangarilla by 11 points. It was also Macclesfield's first win at Kangarilla against Kangarilla since round 16, 2018. And there was 4 players that played in that game on Saturday and that played in that game back in 2018. So they current captain Isaac Lallard, Brad Noski, Reece Jolly, and also Michael Smith. So well done to Macclesfield there. We'll talk about some goal kicking inaccuracy here at the moment. So Kangarilla, they kicked 7-17 on the weekend, which is a goal kicking accuracy percentage of 29.16. But positive for Rod Mitchell and his troops is that Kangarilla have kicked more goals than points on 7 occasions out of 12 this season. So that's a positive there. Achunga, they had a goal kicking percentage of 37.77 on the weekend. They kicked 17-28, but for Scott Bailey, there's some positives here. They've kicked more goals and points on 8 occasions out of 12 as well. And Gamaraka, they had the best goal kicking percentage on the weekend. They kicked a goal kicking percentage of 69.23. We'll talk about the aggregate scores now. So the most points scored this season by a team is 1,411, which is by Macclesfield. That's an average score of 117.5 per week. Kangarilla are second. They've scored 1,360 points this season. That's an average score of 113.33 each week. And Achunga have scored 1,314 points this year. That's an average score of 109.5 each week. And Kersbrook are fourth. They scored 1,176 points this season, but they're second on the ladder, ahead of Kangarilla and Achunga. But that's also because Kersbrook have the second best defence this season, only conceding 569 points as well. And just going to some goal kicking now, individual goal kicking. David Liston, well done to him. He scored 8 goals on the weekend. He scored 9 against Torrens Valley early in the year. And also Josh Coleman, well done to him from Birdwood. He scored 6 goals against Torrens Valley. And as we just look at the round ahead, some interesting games this weekend. So we've got Torrens Valley taking on Kangarilla, Macclesfield taking on Gamaraka, and Meadows facing Birdwood. And Meadows are going for their first win over Birdwood at Meadows since round 7, 2023. But make sure you tune in on Saturday at Achunga Oval, a massive game between Achunga and Kersbrook with a double chance up for grabs in finals. So make sure you join myself, Benny Goldfinch and Matt Thomas on Saturday. Hope everyone has a great weekend and enjoy the footy.
His footy right.